Welcome to the King Leo Show, everybody. Thank you, I Ate Everything, for letting me know. How you guys doing? How you doing? I'm sorry I was muted there. How is everyone doing? I'm sorry, guys. Let me get set up here. I'm just trying to get your chats on the screen because I was not ready for this, man. Look, we all knew he was going to win. Anyone who followed this channel, anyone who's actually a Baudrillardian knew that this was going to be the inevitable outcome, all right? So we have this live here because I want to see the concession speeches. There's a lot to watch. How you doing, Audio Vibes? He won. He did win. He won. But mostly, once again, for me, I'm just glad Cuomo lost. All right? I am very, very glad that Cuomo lost, man. Sliwa, I'm not glad he lost. I love Sliwa, bro. I would split the baby. I'd like both of them to win. But, I guess they both won in a way. Thank God. We're drinking that Fuji apple and ginger from the Red Bull Advent Calendar. Go get that, man. They have the legendary pomegranate Red Bull flavor. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome to the King Leo Show. I'm your host, King Leo. Like, comment, and subscribe as usual. Become a member, whatever you want to do. We have a new member. I have to add their name to the credits. The Saddam bill was won by Robert Malloy. So, Robert, email me or find me because my email is in my YouTube. By the way, you guys can email me if you want. Just don't spam me. And I'll get back to you, especially with Alpha. I think if you hit more stuff, I show up, my actual email, so you can see that. But yeah, he won, and our merch is on the way, so it should be interesting. He says, I'm surprised Cuomo overperformed and Sliwa underperformed. Let's look at the poll numbers. First of all, we have to say goodbye, finally say goodbye to our favorite election, what would he call this? Like our crystal ball, which was Polymarket. Look at that. Eat shit, Cuomo. Eat shit. You're a mass murderer. You should be locked up. You should be in jail. I hate you. I genuinely hate this guy. I hate him so much. His brother is kind of funny. I cannot stand this guy. I hate this. How you doing, Robert? Robert, thank you for the super chat as always, my friend. Let me give you a like and a reply. Thank you, sir. But Robert, you won the bill. I was conflicted about how to frame it, but I think I figured it out. So just reach out to my email. Let me just drop my email in chat, all right? I'm going to delete it later. But it's this, and then it's at gmail.com. I spaced it out so that it doesn't take it out. But Robert, email me here and with your shipping address, and I'll get it over to you within the next 2 weeks for sure. People's Press says Cuomo might move to Florida. Dude, his brother's already here. I can't do it. I really hope he doesn't. Let's see the actual polls, the results. Results, NYC. Because I'm curious. I did not watch any of this before we started. Let's see the results. Bro, I am not happy that Sliwa did not get more of the vote. Wow, Sliwa's actually going to get a lot of hate from the Bill Ackman types, and he can take it because he's a heel. He can take it because Cuomo could have won with that 7%. Fuck you, Cuomo. Everyone did their part. Dude. And we knew on this channel, man. We knew on this fucking channel, man. We knew that he was going to win. The production design was too good. It was too good. Let's see here. He says, the only good thing about Mamdani winning is that I don't have to have those cringe hipsters and transplants make videos with him or somehow meeting up with him to do a video. We're going to watch some of those videos, my friend. We're going to watch some of them. No problem, Robert. Thank you for the support, my friend. How you doing, Andrew? It's been a while. Let's go, Mamdani. Look, man, I won't go as far as to say let's go Mamdani with you guys to the Mamdani heads. That's cool. I'm glad you will enjoy, as Mark Levin would say, the Communist Islamic Republic of New York City. All right? I'm just glad Cuomo lost, dude. Come on, smoke on that Cuomo pack, bro. Fuck this guy. This guy's a murderer. He's a murderer. Let's also look up here, Minneapolis, man, because I think that Fateh is going to lose. And I'm very happy about that, too, because I don't like ripoff artists. I really don't want to see those ripoff artists. Let's see. Frey versus Fateh. Do we have any live results yet? Nothing yet. Let me go back here, see if there's no speeches yet. I didn't expect speeches early. We have Denver, Mamdani. I want to see Sliwa. Does anyone have the link to the Sliwa one? Because, fuck, man. Damn, I just lost it. Let's see here. I really want to see Sliwa. Come on, dude. Boop, 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 boop. Boomer time here. Boomer tech. Let's see here. What's going on here? Do we have Sliwa yet? Let me open YouTube again so you guys can see. This one's not good. This is CBS. Let's see over here. Oh, media. Now, this is just review. I want to see the concession speech, dude. I want Sliwa to come out there and say, fuck these people. These people deserve everything that happened to them, bro. Hey, if you voted for Cuomo, if you donated to Cuomo, you deserved everything that happened. Okay? You deserved everything that happened to you. Let me see here. Live. This comes up, dude. Who is this? Oh, this is Jersey. I don't care about Jersey. Whatever. It might come up on here, too. Jersey. That was not the interesting race. Okay, here we go. Here's the one I had. Okay, so this one has Cuomo and Mamdani. Perfect. All right. Let's go to Twitter real quick because we have to catch up with what's been going on Twitter. All right? Twitter had some interesting stuff around the race. I also have some Schizo Watch stuff thrown in there. Firstly, though, let me catch up with the chats real quick. What's up, Andrew? Let's go, dude. I'm very happy that Cuomo lost, dude. I'm very, very happy. These guys, bro. Bill Ackman. We're going to look at a Bill Ackman tweet that was just hilarious, man. It was so funny. All right. I never said I can actually see Cuomo running again. No, please. Put him in jail. Lock him up in Attica, dude. Lock him up. My real pain zone is having me see these videos. Dude, they're not going to be that. This is the pain zone for me. This is going to be crazy to watch. All right. There might be a speech soon, says People's Press. Let me have, because I don't want to miss it. Oh, fuck, man. Because we only have 2 monitors. Now we need a 3rd monitor. I'll just keep checking back and forth. Okay. So, let's look at some of the most schizo tweets. Let's do our Schizo Watch graphic. All right. So we have to look at some of the craziest shit that was posted around this race. This is Andy Oglis, who tried to get Zohran denaturalized. Okay? What did he post yesterday? Let's see what he posted. Wake up, New York. And what's the video? Thank you for the snuff films, Andy. Thank you. This was a great strategy, wasn't it? It was a great strategy to post snuff films. What a great strategy for winning this race. Fucking moron, dude. Can you imagine posting 9/11 like this? Can you imagine trivializing one of the worst events in history? In American history, at least. Probably world history. Like this? What a disgusting thing to do. What a gross thing to do, man. Look, and we have to take a moment of silence here, man. We really do. Okay? And I know this is going to come out of left field for a lot of you because it doesn't make sense, all right? It doesn't make sense. Okay? But we are Baudrillardians on this channel. You may hate Dick Cheney, the man. But I loved Dick Cheney, the wizard. Dick Cheney was one of the greatest to ever do it, dude. One of the greatest to ever do it. You guys can hate the man. Sure, he killed 1 million people. Okay? But he did it all through wizardry. Okay? When a Baudrillardian wizard passes, I sit my spick ass down and mourn. Okay? Can I make this coin disappear? Look at it. It's gone. Okay? When a wizard passes, we pour one out for him. A great wizard, dude. He lied us into 2 wars. He did wizardry on you, dude. Doesn't that count for something? A descendant of one of the witches burned at Salem. I'm not making that up. A wizard. And I respect any wizard. So people celebrating his death. You can hate the man, but you cannot hate the magic. You cannot hate the man. Dude. The man got you to enlist for a war to a country that had nothing to do with an event that he saw. What a genius. A wizard. A wizard. Come on, dude. There are known knowns, known unknowns, and unknown unknowns. Do you think that a normal person could come up with that? And don't tell me Rummy did that by himself. This was a wizard. Let's watch this tribute here.
Finished his doctorate at the University of Wisconsin, Cheney won a Capitol Hill Fellowship and headed to Washington with his new bride, Lynn Vincent, on his arm. It wasn't long before former Illinois Congressman Donald Rumsfeld would recruit Cheney to work in the Nixon administration. Cheney quickly rose in the ranks following Rumsfeld to the White House as deputy counsel. Then at 34 years old, he became President Gerald Ford's chief of staff.
I watched him in some meetings, during intense discussions in the cabinet room and the Situation Room, and throughout the exhausting gallant effort of the 1976 campaign.
After serving as campaign manager for Ford's failed re-election bid, Cheney went home to Wyoming. He returned to Washington in 1978 as the representative from the Equality State, winning re-election 5 times, and making his name as a no-nonsense ultra-conservative who fought fair but ruthlessly.
The notion that somehow I was sort of out of sync or out of step.
I mean, look, they're starting at the end here. This was a man who was an alcoholic. He was an alkie, okay? He was a loser. He was a lineman. Not to say linemen are losers, but he's a lineman. A drunk lineman. A drunk. A guy who would get home. Oh, there was no audio? Let's find one here. Let's find one on YouTube, man. Any of these Cheney tributes will do the job. He was a lineman. A guy who worked putting up power lines, okay? And his wife told him, I didn't marry a loser, I married a Cheney. Here we go. Let's give him a proper send-off here. George Stephanopoulos, a piece of garbage here. Let's see this, man. Let's watch this.
Good morning. We are coming on the air with breaking news. Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84. His family just released a statement saying Richard B. Cheney, the 46th Vice President of the United States, died last night, November 3rd, 2025. He was 84 years old. His beloved wife of 61 years, Lynn, his daughters Liz and Mary, and other family members were with him as he passed. The former vice president died due to complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. Dick Cheney was called the force behind President George W. Bush, a notoriously silent but powerful vice president who became an outspoken defender of the Bush administration, ardent critic of President Obama. Cheney was beloved by conservatives, vilified by the left. After 9/11, he was influential in formulating the U.S. response, the doctrine of preemptive action. It widened the war on terror from Afghanistan to Iraq. He faced challenges in and out of the White House, shooting a campaign contributor in the face during a 2006 quail hunt. Cheney's daughter Liz was one of 10 Republicans who voted to impeach former President Trump for his role in the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol.
He shot someone in the face, and the person he shot apologized to him. And you're telling me this was not a great man? Okay, not a great man, a great wizard? If Harry Potter died, you would mourn him. If Voldemort died, you would mourn him. Because he did something great, even if it was terrible. How could you hate this man? How could you?
Dick Cheney came to the Capitol on the first anniversary of that horrific day. We'll have much more on Good Morning.
And as I was saying, let's put his picture up here. An alcoholic in Wyoming working on power lines. A loser leaving the job every day to get drunk. And one day his wife comes to him and says, I married a winner. I married a Cheney. What are you doing with yourself? And you know what he did? He decided to take over the fucking world. And he did. And that counts for something in my book. Okay? I didn't like the war in Iraq. I didn't like the war in Afghanistan, even more controversial. I was not a fan. But the fact that he could do it, the fact he convinced you that it was a good idea, that is... Are you not appreciating what a legend this guy is? Dude, we lost... If he had used his powers for something else, you would be all over it. You'd be, oh, rest in peace. But because he used his powers for evil, dude, haven't you seen Wicked? No one mourns the wicked? What? That's not the point of the play. You have to mourn the wicked, the righteous. We're all here, man. Come on, dude. How can you not appreciate this, man? I can't imagine living in a world so cynical where you cannot appreciate genius. Genius. And from nothing, shot someone in the face hunting quail, and the guy apologized to him. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Let's catch up with the chats, man. Let's catch up with the chat. I can't. Once again. You will be missed. I'm sure he's drinking martinis right now with Saddam. I'm sure he's up there or down there, whatever you think, reflecting on his life. Heart transplant. You know, he had his heart transplant. He said he didn't like to call it a donor heart. He called it Dick's heart. Come on, dude. Come on. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I can't. I can't believe I saw people celebrating so. You can't tell me. A wizard, dude. A wizard. All right, let's catch up with the chats. Andrew says, jihadi communism, FTW, inshallah. Inshallah, good sir. Inshallah. People's Press says there might be a speech soon. Yeah, we'll see. Last time I saw Fateh is down 10, but his ranked choice, and there's a good bit of vote splitting, says Andrew. I'm not for Fateh, man. I don't think he did a great job. Ephra, how you doing, Ephra? Your name's going to be in the credits. I honestly think that MAGA, as we know it, is over. I am hearing different political views, and it seems from my unbiased perspective that no one wants to be associated with Trump or Vance anymore. That's a good point. He's lost the youth vote significantly. His approval is very, very down with people that voted for him. I mean, dude, I know Trump people that are not happy with what's going on. So that could be possible. I think so, Ephra. I think there's going to be a big change in dynamic. Everything says, my favorite thing is DSA posting that their electoral party, and someone roasted them for calling Park Slope Central Brooklyn. I saw that. So they deleted the post and reposted it and replaced Central Brooklyn with Park Slope. That's funny, man. Robert says, it's really rough for the young people to make it nowadays, so I ain't surprised they voted for the socialists. Maybe that'll send the message to the Democrats and Republicans to get their shit together. Hey, if that's the silver lining that people need, which is fine, and I agree with it. If someone takes over the Democratic Party and makes it a lefty Anglo party in the sense of like, some welfare, actual good government programs, what's the harm? I mean, it's better than what we have now. Everything says Dick Cheney is not in hell because he definitely didn't believe in it. Dude, wizards don't go to hell. Wizards, to quote Kanye, bro, like, they keep telling me to meditate. Bitch, I'm fly, I levitate, man. This is it's a sad day for a Baudrillardian, dude. And people are like, oh, Bush just let a wizard rest. After says, there's something wrong with the audio. Yeah, we fixed that. I wonder if over time when power corrupts people become naturally evil. I don't think people are born evil. Yeah, it's possible. I think Dick just wanted to rule the world, and he was able to do it. And Godspeed, dude. To quote the master, the genius Paul Thomas Anderson movie, if you can find a way to live without a master, you'd be the first one in history. And I think Dick got pretty close. All right. Let's go back to Twitter. I'm going to make a video about that tomorrow, man. I don't like seeing people celebrate a wizard gone. A wizard just gone. God, man. A million people. All right, I get it. Let's see here when Zohran found out that this wizard had passed. Because Zoran's another wizard. He knows how the game is played. And he was able to bring the best deflection I've ever seen.
When did that happen?
Just earlier this morning.
Very diplomatic response. I'm sure the two would not get along in real life. But no shitting on him. Let him rest. A great propagandist. You gotta let him rest. Let's continue here, man. Let's see here. This was an insane tweet. Jews deserve better leaders than a president who tries to define what it means to be a Jew. Actually, I may be mistaken here. Let's see here.
Donald Trump just truth socialed that any Jewish person...
I'm sorry. The insane tweet was what Trump put out. Any Jewish person that votes for Zohran Mamdani, a proven and self-professed Jew hater, is a stupid person. It's not Eric Adams level, my boy. It's not Eric Adams level. Come on. Dude, Trump lost his mind near the end of this, man. All of these guys, they lost their composure. We're going to see Bill Ackman's tweet. Bill Ackman's tweet was ridiculous.
Donald Trump just truth socialed that any Jewish person who votes for you is a, quote, stupid person. We are Jews who are proudly voting for you, proudly campaigning for you. What is your message to Jewish voters?
But I'm looking forward to being a mayor for every single Jewish voter, whether they're voting for me, whether they're voting for someone else, whether they're not voting at all. Because at the end of it, they're New Yorkers. They deserve not only protection, they deserve to be celebrated, they deserve to be cherished, and they deserve someone more than just a president who's looking to try and define what it means to be a good Jewish person in this city or in this country. It's time for us to actually listen to Jewish New Yorkers themselves, and that's the mayor that I will be.
So get out there and vote.
L'chaim. Vote. L'chaim.
I have to say, man, I'm not one of these identity politics is bad guys, you know. But I really do have to say, this race, as I predicted months ago, is the most racist political race I've seen in my life. And the fact that people of the Jewish faith felt the need to respond to this pretty uncouth tweet by President Trump. A self-professed Jew hater is a stupid person. I mean, dude. Our president has lost his mind. Dude, you can't be saying that stuff, man. I really caught in the crosshairs here as throughout history near the end, because in the beginning it was just Islamic hatred, right? But caught in the crosshairs, man. I understand the Jewish people, man. I get it. It's like the Nelson Mandela of ethnicities. You guys got screwed too. You're a Jew-hating Jew if you vote for Mamdani. You're a bad Jew. No one would say that about anyone else, man. No one would say that. What a sick world, huh? Sick world. How you doing, YC? Ari, how you doing? Everything says, I saw the exit poll that people that lived in New York for less than 5 years, more than 80% voted for Mamdani. I threw up in my mouth seeing that. Dude, but can you vote for Cuomo? Can someone give me the case for a lifetime New Yorker voting for Cuomo? And not in opposition to Mamdani. I mean a positive case as to why he would be a good mayor. Because he's a murderer. Let's read Bill Ackman's insane tweet and see his more recent ones. How's it going, YC? It's going well. Cuomo lost. Can't get any better. Yes, I hate everything says, well, if Trump cared about and why he would have built up the city Republicans, absolutely do. I think that this is an election where they will not take responsibility, the anti-Mamdani people, but other people will force them to look in the mirror, and they're going to have to actually think about what was being done. Sorry, I'm just checking for the speech. What was done? Because it was the most racist political race I've seen in my life. And this race baiting and Muslim baiting does not work. It doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. Let's read Bill Ackman's insane tweet. Okay, let's do this. Supposedly, an unprecedented 2.2 million turnout with 60% above 45 years old. I am going to be an optimist and say Andrew Cuomo is going to get the win. If he fails to win, it's because Curtis Sliwa cares more about himself than NYC. Let's never forget that.
Oh, I get it.
You're retarded.
If Andrew wins, he's going to be a great mayor. Why? Because he will owe nothing to the Democratic Party and he will be working only for his legacy. He can therefore do whatever is right for NYC for the long term without worrying about the political consequences. Donald Trump is going to want to work with Cuomo to make NY great again. MNYGA. Say Meniga. Bro, someone come get this man, dude. We're going to need, I don't care if you're left or right, dude. This country's going to need re-education camps. This cannot stand, dude. This is a level of insanity that is Meniga. Bill Ackman. We need a Hanoi Hilton in America. I think the president and Cuomo respect each other, which increases the chances they will work well together. We will know supposedly by 9:30. Let's see what his most recent tweet is. This moron here. Where are his posts? Did he go private? Where are his posts? No way he went private. Dude, that would be hilarious if he went private. No, okay, here he is. At Zohran Mamdani, congrats on the win. Now you have a big responsibility. If I can help NYC, just let me know what I can do. Eat shit. How about you go, Bill Ackman, how about you go and you eat shit? How about you do that instead? How about you go eat shit and everyone else will be eating caviar? Viral News NYC. Zohran Mamdani is now the new NYC mayor. FYI, it didn't matter if Curtis or Cuomo had dropped out. Either way, he would have beat them both. Bill Ackman. I disagree. Sliwa staying and convinced many Cuomo voters it was a foregone conclusion, so they didn't vote. If Sliwa had dropped out, Cuomo could have won. This guy, dude, re-education camps. There's no other solution to this. This is a crazy person. That's about it. We're caught up. This is a crazy person, man. This guy needs to go to a prison so that he can learn to be a human being again. He can learn to be a human being. This is all narcissism. This is a narcissistic, billionaire liar. Disgusting. Let's continue. What else we got? We got some schizo stuff there. Schizo stuff here. We got more. We got to watch the greatest here. One of the greatest to ever do it as well. Another wizard. Bill de Blasio in the Hot Girls for Zohran shirt. Let me move this up so you guys can see. In the Hot Girls for Zohran shirt, voting. Come on, dude. A wizard. One of the happiest votes I ever cast. What a beautiful day for NYC. Let me check it here. Nothing yet. You can't tell me this is not a wizard. Wearing the Hot Girls for NYC. Enjoying his Shake Shack. Triple boosted. Oh my God. What else we got? Let's look at this. Let's look at Ted Cruz's insane tweet. This seems like an easy one, New York City. Let's make it big. And he posted this. A Democrat, just a Democrat, an actual communist jihadist, a literal Karl Marx quoting America-hating jihadist. Let's say he's a jihadist. Let's say he is a jihadist. Let's say he's a jihadist. Okay. Let's look at the scoreboard. All right. How many people? Let me bring up the Chat GPT. How many people did Andrew Cuomo murder? Let's see here. Oh no, hang on. Where are we? Here we go. Okay. Let's do this. Let's take an educated thing. Let's see here. Let's see what the scoreboard is. How many people died under Cuomo during COVID? Let's see what ChatGPT has to say about this. 49,942 COVID-19 deaths. How many people have died due to jihadist violence in New York City? Let's see what the answer is, okay? I couldn't find a comprehensive source. Give me the total. Total, please. Let's see. How many people? How many people died because of jihad in New York City? Let's see. Thinking. 2,000. Dude, wow, it's doing 2,767 people. Okay? Compare Cuomo deaths to jihad deaths ratio, please. Let's see. Under the Andrew Cuomo, a 15.5 ratio, dude. 15.5 times people died because of Andrew Cuomo versus jihadists. Okay? So when Ted Cruz is posting this, the body count is 15.5 times higher if he's an actual jihadist. Okay? So why don't you go and learn something? Okay? This is... I can't believe it, dude. Ted Cruz, go back to Canada, dude. Go back to Canada. What else we got? It's just... It's insane. This, my producer sent me this. And he's right about something because he's English. So he lived under a lot of these liberal regimes, like those that Zohran's going to do, like a Lib Dem socialist regime. All he's going to do, in his opinion, is make NYC into Disneyland. And he sent me this. He said, look, this is what it's going to be for the next couple years. I don't have anything to hate. We're going to have Disney New York. It's going to be Frank Sinatra playing everywhere, Billy Joel, people dancing in the streets. Things will be cheaper. There will be nice hipster jobs. Sure, people might be a little poorer. I mean, just going by history, all right? I'm not going to give it all to the Lib Dem types, all right? You make a little less money, but the dollar goes longer. The dollar goes a longer way. And it's going to be Disney. It's going to be awesome. There's not going to be muggings because everyone's going to be happy all the time. I'm in New York. New York is so nice. New York is the greatest city in the world. It's just like Epcot, but in real life, and it's awesome. That's going to be the theme song, okay? It's going to be something like that. It's going to be great. I don't see how this is the worst result. What would New York under Cuomo be like? Things would get cheaper because he'd be killing old people. He'd be killing a whole lot more of them. Okay? Wow, they still haven't given the concession. He'd be killing a whole lot of old people. Okay? But this is pretty cool. If they did Disney Miami, it'd be cool. All right, I'm not going to hate. Let's catch up with the chats. Wow, we have a lot here. Arya says, I was surprised about Asian vote because I see so many Asian Trump supporters at where I live. A lot of Asians told me they wanted Cuomo. Interesting. YC says Sliwa got screwed over. He did. I don't like that. He's going to have to eat that spoiler accusation for the rest of his life, unfortunately. But you know what? He can take it. Arya says, a lot of Asians advocate more testing in schools, so they often vote Republican and pro-charter schools. Right. I'm kind of coming around on the charter school question, Arya. I'm not sure if it's a bad idea. People's Press says CNN, the actual best propaganda channel for Trump, is actually trying to frame this race as being another case of the Democrats opposing Trump. I saw that this race was a referendum on Trump, is what they're saying. That is complete and total bullshit. That's complete and total. It's a municipal election. I'm not saying that's not possible, but people are voting for their city. It's what directly impacts their city. I don't see that. I saw that too. I thought it was ridiculous. Already said. Yeah, longtime New Yorkers did not show up for Zohran. Ephra says, I'm just an anthropologist studying the insanity of the human race for the most part. That's what we are here. I'm just a simple fruit-picking Baudrillardian. That's all I am. More like the insanity of society? Absolutely. Absolutely. I hate everything. Says, seeing DeBozo again, my real pains. Oh, man. And yes, he was a utensil-eating guy. Very true. Ephra says, fun fact, ChatGPT and more generally NLP uses word association. It's not AGI, it's narrative. It's incredibly how much human cognition is based on narrative, which to be honest is concerning if you think. This is why narrative campaigns are effective, and it plays with the word association. You know, Scott Adams, who I'm praying for, dude, give a prayer to Scott Adams, guys. Scott Adams he may have been wrong about some stuff, but I really like Scott Adams. Scott Adams actually improved my life. For real, Scott Adams is a great guy, man. I really like Scott Adams' work. He's a good guy. Read his books. And he has cancer, and I hope he gets better. Seriously, dude. I don't care if you hate Trump or something. I know he was a Trump supporter. It doesn't matter. Scott Adams is a good guy. He is the one who pointed out, Ephra, that ChatGPT is just using the techniques that hypnotists have known forever, which is kind of like positive reinforcement and restating the question, which is used in hypnotic therapy. And that's what a lot of this AI stuff is doing, and that's why it feels so seductive to talk to it. People's Press says the Disneyland we all deserve. Absolutely. I hate everything. Says, so the producer British. Yeah, he is. He is. And for how you doing? Trying to bury me, Leo, but here I did not try to bury you, my friend. I hate everything. Says the free busing is definitely a Disneyland dream. Dude, but imagine if there was a free... Let them try the free... Look, I was just in Buffalo. I told you guys, man. Last week, and I drove up to Toronto. And in Toronto, I found out... I didn't know this. The government owns all of the liquor stores. They're called the LCBO. There's no private liquor store. It's illegal. And I have to tell you, it was the nicest liquor store I've been in my whole life. The nicest liquor store. You had a lot of selection, but I wanted to buy some Cuban rum. They didn't have it. I guess because the government can only buy large quantities. They didn't have a large quantity. But it was awesome because the state government owns the liquor store. They make 2 billion Canadian a year from it. The people in the liquor store that work there are unionized and they make a shit ton of money. And the consumer gets to buy super cheap liquor because it works. It works. It actually works. If the government is buying a mass amount of liquor, it's going to be a cheaper price. And because it's a cheaper price, you get those savings. So I'm not for the grocery store thing. I don't think the grocery thing is going to work. Those are perishables. It's hard to do. But at least with the liquor stores, I mean, it's gonna be the Islamic Caliphate of New York, so maybe there's no liquor. But if there is, that would be cool to see government-run liquor stores. I think those could work. I think they could work. Audio Vibe says, go Bills. Bills had a great game. Everything says, yeah, Upstate don't really like the people from the city. Dude, Buffalo is horrific. It's one of the, that should not happen in America, what happened to Buffalo. I was like, dude, this is Venezuela level. What did the government do here? It is so sad. And those people need to leave. If you're in Buffalo, you need to leave that place. Like in that movie, Dark Waters, you need to leave. That place is not coming back. A lot of Trump supporters up in Buffalo. I guess because they think he'll bring the jobs back. They are not coming back. That place is fucked. It's fucked, dude. Nothing can save Buffalo. It is fucked up. And the only things left are chemical plants. So your water is being poisoned. Leave Buffalo as soon as possible. It is a terrible place to live. It's one of the scariest things I've seen happen in America, what happened in Buffalo. I had never been to the Rust Belt. I went to Buffalo when I was like 5, so I didn't remember it. That place is terrible. It's so bad. It is genuinely scary. Genuinely scary. My at on Instagram is the same thing. King Leo Miami, you guys see. I was posting pictures. I was like, this is insane. Abandoned hospitals, rows, hundreds of abandoned houses. It's terrible. They shouldn't be part. No, New York City should not be part of New York State, man. Because there is no way these people will get any attention under the same Albany government as New York City. It is the saddest thing I have seen in America. Total and complete breakdown of a society, Buffalo. Incredibly bad, man. Incredibly bad. Like, it was genuinely one of the saddest things I've seen, dude, in my whole life. So terrible. So terrible. Fuad says, the USA is quite rapidly becoming the UK and Canada, and you folks are just too distracted to see it. Very scary, folks. Dude, Canada's pretty fucked up, too. I got to make a video about that. Canada's not doing well. I feel for Canadians. Here we have Nick Sorter, who is a reporter who's been on Timcast a lot. He gets a lot of views on the Twitter sphere. And he said, breaking, Zohran Mamdani has won the NYC mayoral race, defeating Andrew Cuomo per decision desk. NYC will now be under the rule of an Ugandan communist. The only hope for the city now is people wake up and vote Republican after Mamdani bankrupts the place. Pray for NY. Thank you, Nick Sorter, for bringing that to our attention. Why, once again, and I don't think we have this problem here, but I've had it in comments in the past, why would you hope some place does poorly? Why would Nick Sorter say this? Why would he not say, I hope this Ugandist Muslim communist achieves the Marxist dream? I hope that he pulls a Deng Xiaoping. I hope he fixes the city. Why wouldn't you say that? Why would you be negative about it? Why would you be negative? Such a gross thing to do, man. Let's see what Zohran posted. I like this video. We're going to watch some Zohran videos on YouTube after that he posted that were pretty good. Let's do this here.
The next and last stop is City Hall.
The gloating is awesome, dude. I hope Cuomo's looking at this. Let's see his Twitter. What's he posting right now? I hope Cuomo is just in pain watching this stuff. Just in pain. In pain. Nothing new besides that. I guess he's getting ready for the speech. What a wonderful result. Here he is here on MSNBC. I thought this was a good interview here.
James Carville was here.
Okay.
And he's been a little bit more of, I think he would call himself a centrist.
Okay.
He said Zohran Mamdani is more on message than any candidate he's ever worked with. And he said, hands down, that's a positive trait.
Very kind of him.
This did not surprise me at all. James Carville, I've criticized him in the past. I think he dresses ridiculous. He's an idiot. But he is very smart when it comes to elections. It's the economy, stupid was him. And the fact that he implicitly endorsed Zohran, but he's basically endorsing the message and the campaign style, is truly something to, like, this is what a smart Democrat would take from James Carville and say, okay, so I got to do this now. Let's continue.
So here's the test.
Oh, God.
How quickly can you go from this topic back to affordability?
Okay.
Halloween.
Here's the thing. You're seeing candy prices shoot up across New York City. And it's part of the fact that we're the most expensive city in the United States of America. You got to take a look at that.
The movie Godfather.
You know, there are too many people who think that the only way they could afford to live in New York City is if their father already lived here. And the fact of the matter is you should be able to afford your own apartment and not just have to pray to God to get there.
Incredible.
Right?
You got there.
Nice work. Not bad.
Lightning round is in a word or a sentence. But it's your mic. If you go longer, you go longer.
Okay,
You're a
here we
candidate.
go.
In a word or a sentence, I am a democratic socialist because
I believe in the dignity of all people.
I am the Democratic nominee for New York because
I beat Andrew Cuomo by 13 points.
a reason conservatives are welcome in your Democratic Party is
They also have to pay rent.
something Democrats are right about.
That we have to take on an authoritarian administration in Washington, D.C.
Something Democrats have gotten wrong.
We need to bring back working people as the focus of our party.
All right, New York, shouldn't be hard for you. My bodega order is
Egg and cheese on a roll with jalapenos.
bagels or bialys.
Bagels.
Sure.
Come on. Why would you?
I mean,
Come on, dude.
my favorite subway line is
For nostalgia, the 9 train.
okay. And right now,
The N train.
okay.
Hashtag never. R train, hashtag rarely.
You can call yourself a real New Yorker when
You know what a bodega is.
your favorite cannabis shop. Just ask.
I would have to frequent them more often to have a favorite.
Okay, there we go. and a couple big picture ones.
Okay.
The biggest challenge facing America is
A belief that politics could be more than this.
Oh, it wasn't Trump or something stupid. It was an actual. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Everyone else, Trump. Dude, this guy's a machine. He's a machine. All of these questions answered. I didn't like the New Yorker one. Because we know what a bodega is. You know what I mean? Even people outside of New York. It's not a New York thing. Come on.
and facing New York.
That we could actually have a city that New Yorkers could afford.
The biggest challenge facing the Republican Party.
That their agenda is one that is deeply unpopular with Americans.
And the Democratic Party.
That we are missing an affirmative message in a moment when New Yorkers are crying out for it.
Final two. If I lose, it's because
I didn't come on this show earlier.
If I win, it's because
I came here with a few days left before Election Day.
Zohran Mamdani, you are very busy right now. Thank you for coming through.
A machine. Imagine seeing, dude, it's a generational talent, dude. It's Obama level. It's Obama-esque. Boomers had Obama. Millennials have Zohran Mamdani. Maybe you wanted another wizard. Some people get Dick Cheney. Some people get Obama. Some people get Zohran. But at the end of the day, the fact you get to see a wizard, come on, dude. Come on. Let's catch up with a chance here. I Hate Everything says that's upstate life. Dude, if that's the rest, I wanted to check out Albany, but it was 4 hours away. Those people need to leave, man. Upstate New York, if it's like Buffalo, like what I saw, and Niagara, I saw Niagara too. They need to leave. That place is cursed. You need to leave. Okay, they killed a president there. I don't know if that's the reason why. You need to get out of upstate New York. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. Why would you live there? You can live somewhere better. You can live in like Montana. I assume that's the same thing. Or Michigan. Or move down south. Why would you stay in New York? Why would you stay in New York and vote for Trump? Upstate, I don't get it. It seems like you're literally in the worst position that you can be. The worst position you can be. It is the worst place I have been in this country. It reminded me, straight up, dude, I was like, this is what happened in Venezuela. This is what happened in Cuba. Okay? It is that bad. It's that bad. It's the worst place I've seen in America. The worst. It is so sad. And it's so sad that all those people have is a fucking football team. And they can't even claim the greatest athlete of all time because he killed his wife. They tried to kill my wife. Denzel. Epic movie. American Gangster. Great movie, and I hate Ridley Scott. You need to leave, man. Those chemical companies are poisoning that place. The food is bad, too. It's not good. They did have a good gluten-free pizza, though. Very good gluten. What a terrible place to live. I feel so bad for the people there, dude. I feel so bad. And I will respect them claiming OJ. They feel ashamed about it. I asked them, and I was like, you guys still claim OJ? They're like, well, listen, he was a hell of an athlete, but a bad guy. No. You get all of OJ. Don't even couch it. Because you have nothing. You have Vincent Gallo and OJ. That's all you have. Get out of Buffalo, dude. And it's sad because it's a beautiful city. You could tell they built it for something awesome. And it's just terrible. It's terrible. The city hall is beautiful. All the Art Deco buildings. It's just terrible. Forehead says, and not just the UK, but all of Western Europe is becoming Canada? Oh. I Hate Everything says, oh, the city hall, the place I hate the most. Oh. Oh, man. Forehead says, coming to a city near you. Oh, dude, we had an election here in Miami, and we just had fucking grifter scammers again. It was just garbage. At least Suarez's dad lost. People's Press says, I love what Zohran said about the conservatives. Yeah, he did. He's not alienating anyone. He's a machine. He's a genius. He's a genius. I even says cringe laugh in my opinion. Dude, he did an interview that I'm going to show where he's talking about how tired he is. And I think the mask is hard to like really perform when you're tired like that. The bodega question is dumb. Yeah, it's dumb, man. I don't know why New Yorkers are so protective of bodegas. Bodega's just like a shop, you know. It's just a shop. I get it. It's like enthralling, I guess, if you have nothing going for it. I mean, it's just a shop, you know. I like a bodega, but it's not crazy, you know. Fuad says, practice Sharia law, folks. Educate yourself. Sharia law. Well, I don't practice Sharia law, my friend, but you should know about Sharia law. On the Supreme Court, and in New York, there was a statue of Muhammad at one point. On the Supreme Court, there's still a relief of Muhammad. Muhammad was an amazing jurist. Amazing jurist. You should learn about that. And everything says he had to think about the real New Yorker question. I've heard from New Yorkers that you know you're a New Yorker when you don't have to look at the subway line to get home. I don't know if that's true. Fuad says, Governor Kathy Hochul already said she would not support anything he tries to do, and the voters have plenty of opportunity to understand that well before they voted. But Fuad, are you saying they should have voted for Cuomo? Because that's unacceptable. For People's Press says, that's my wizard. A wizard, dude. A wizard. We have to appreciate wizards, dude. I don't care if you hate Thomas Edison. I don't care if you hate Nikola Tesla. I don't care if you hate Steve Jobs. I don't care if you hate John F. Kennedy. These are wizards, and they must be appreciated. Ari says, no, most people don't know what a bodega is. We had Puerto Ricans and Dominicans with bodegas. Then they sold them to Yemeni people. Still think that is a bodega. But lots are now filled with pipes. When I went to a bodega my favorite bodega in New York was in, it was near that park where they protest all the time in Chelsea. And it was all Mexicans behind the counter. And they made some good food, man. I like the Mexicans. Like, they were good. But you're right. I think they're owned by Arabs. Yeah, absolutely. Everything says having a mom who is a film director has its perks. Absolutely. YC says Syracuse is like that too. I thought Dartmouth was in New York. And I read that Dartmouth is that bad too. It's really sad to see how bad America's gotten. Arya says, watch the Subway Takes episode where he talks about the reality of what a bodega is. I lived in Syracuse a year rough. No way. Arya, you can't live in one of these towns. These towns are terrible. They're so terrible. I don't care how expensive New York City is. If you're going to be in New York, you got to be there, or Long Island, because those towns are just, it was horrifying. And you go to the Canadian side and it's perfect, because Canadians were smarter with how they set up those cities near the border. The American side is just, it's terrible. And they have a giant casino, because whenever a politician says we're going to put in a casino is when they gave up. Sad. Fuad says, all these places that you speak of have been historically Democratic run states where does insanity not become an issue? Well, but these cities are run by Republicans, Fuad, like upstate New York. Ari says, the shorts come up in my algo. Yeah, me too. Subway Takes. I get some of those sometimes. Everything says, it's more than a shop, Leo. In my opinion, you're a New Yorker when you start hating the city. Well, I think that's true for most cities, right? Like when you start to hate them is when you know that you really love it. Because I hate Miami, dude. I might leave soon. I really can't stand it. But when I leave and I come back, I love it. You know? Okay, it's more than a shop. But what's the difference between a bodega in Lima or Cusco and the one in New York? Like, they sell sandwiches and sodas? It's just a store. I mean, I get it. They have cats. But what is so unique, you know? Arya says, LOL, I didn't know anyone in Syracuse. It was cold, dark, and nothing happened. So depressing. But the rent was $500. Oh, the rent's that low. I actually read that Elon Musk, I don't like Elon Musk, but apparently he wants to bring back manufacturing to Buffalo and have them make batteries, which is pretty cool. But I don't think it's going to save the city. They're building a new hospital that does neurosurgery, like what Cleveland did with the Cleveland Clinic. I don't think that's going to work. Dude, that city is fucked up, man. Fucked up. And Forehead says, just remember, Hunter Biden had the Finger Lakes tattooed on his back for a reason. I want to look into that, man. I didn't realize how big those lakes are. Those are some of the biggest lakes I've seen in my life. Lake Erie is huge. Lake Ontario is huge. It's pretty interesting. All right. Let me check here. No one yet. All right, so let's see here. This was Andrew Cuomo's daughters who cannot vote in New York voting with him today. Let's see the clip.
Tristan, grab some BTS of this side. stand up, man. Thank you.
Rip Bozo, how many millions of dollars down the drain? How many down the drain? Let's end Schizo Watch one more time. Pour one out for Dick Cheney. We lost a wizard today, but we gained one in Zohran winning the election. God, dude, like, I'm going to miss him a lot. I'm going to miss Dick Cheney. I'm going to make a video about him tomorrow. I miss him a lot, man. Poor Dick Cheney. One of the greatest to ever do it. What else is there to say? What else is there to say? I thought I'd show this for Schizo Watch. This is at UF, where Richard Spencer spoke when he was still like a radical a few years ago. I was in college when that happened. They locked down the whole campus. I had friends up there. Let's see Hermes, the guy who started the White Lives Matter rally in Miami, what he was asking students there. Students just trying to live, trying to survive Ron DeSantis' property taxless Florida.
What do you guys about the fact that there's a black student union on this campus? There's like a Latino student union, but there's no white student union.
Right.
I'm not really sure how to answer that. That's really hard.
I don't either.
Do you think there should be?
No comment.
Have what y'all want.
Yeah.
Have what y'all want.
Would that be like racist if someone started it?
Well,
depending on people's
there's this group called the KKK. I feel like it would just show some. I don't know.
What does the KKK have to do with like a white student union? Why'd you bring up the KKK?
Right.
Why don't you just leave people alone? This guy, I think he's getting pushed because I see him on Instagram too. What is the point of this? Start the white student union then. Who cares? Start it. That should be the response, because these kids brought up the KKK. Just start a white students union. Who cares? Go ahead and do it. Who gives a fuck? Let them do it. Because otherwise people go viral asking these stupid fucking questions. All right, and finally we have to look. I thought this was a perfect encapsulation of America. UPS has been down the drains for a bit. And today there was a flight crash in Louisville. If you don't know, Louisville is one of the most important airports for international destinations of shipping. And it crashed. And I think it's beautiful. Well, it's obviously tragic. People die. But this video here encapsulates America, which is pretty much at this point Latinos watching this country destroy itself and panic. That's what this country is at this point. Let's watch.
¡Oh, my God! ¡Ay, pinga! ¡Corre para atrás, papi! ¿Viste? Te lo estoy diciendo, Dios mío.
¡Ay, pinga!
¡Ay, Dios mío!
¡Pero qué pinga es! Vamos a ver.
Papi, cuidado.
Espérate.
¡Ay, Dios mío, señor!
Pinga, ser.
¡Ay!
¡Cojones!
¡Mira la cantidad de gente cogiendo candela, papi!
No, pinga.
¡Oh, my God!
And these guys are Cuban, if you can't tell by the accent or you don't speak Spanish. This is the whole country, folks. It's me and my fruit pickers being like, why are you people destroying your own country? I came here to get a job picking fruits and fixing cars. What is going on? What is going on? And let's go back here one second before we go to YouTube. My producer just brought up something interesting, which is let's re-examine Bill Ackman real quick. Oh, People's Press is Zohran speech any moment. We're still waiting here. They're still DJing. Oh, wait. Oh, he's walking in. Real quick before we get to that. Look at this tweet. Why would Bill Ackman say this? Let me know what I can do. Bill Ackman called this guy a communist, an Islamist, a jihadist, a Jew hater. How can you go back on your word? What a disgusting freak. He's just a freak. He's a freak. Bill Ackman deserves everything that happened, man. Everything that happened. Oh, shit, we weren't live. Let's see here. Oh, Cuomo gave his concession. Let's watch that. And then we'll catch up to the live when Zohran goes on.
I love you too. I love you too. Let me acknowledge part of my special campaign team. We have from the right, Tella Flundaval, the new son-in-law, husband of Mariah. We have Mariah, Cara, Michaela. I want to thank our campaign chairman, Bill Mulrow, our great campaign manager.
If he was a great campaign manager, why did you lose? Let me have the AP open over here so we can switch back and forth. Live.
He has decided to wade into a few
We'll go back and forth. That way we don't miss it.
Greg Goldner. I want to thank Mayor Adams, who stepped out of the race to make us more competitive. And that was a very gracious thing to do. I want to thank Mayor Bloomberg, who gave us his support, Governor David Patterson, all the unions, and I am blessed. I am blessed to have the people in this room. You have been a phenomenal team, great friends. You are superstars. Even more, you are New York patriots, and I am proud of you.
Why would you be proud of losers? Why would you be proud of losers? I'm not proud of losers. This is a shameless individual, dude.
This campaign was the right fight to wage. And I am proud of what we did and what we did together.
What did you do? You burnt a bunch of money.
This campaign was to contest the philosophies that are shaping the Democratic Party, the future of this city, and the future of this country.
Let's go to the Zohran one here. We have actual audio
presented to
coming
voters in and of itself, standalone in a special election that has gotten anywhere near this type of, I mean, Barack Obama's 30-second video pushing for it a month ago, raced through social media. So, they brought out the
Thank you, AP. Here we go.
In every corner of the city, and we are so grateful for your partnership. And we are so proud to be backed by dozens of elected leaders, from the local to the state to the federal level. And we know that the relationships that we have built will only deepen from City Hall as we work together to transform New York into a city where every person can live a dignified life. I also want to thank our incredible campaign staff. To this movement, and then when Cuomo decided to get back into the race, you dug deep and gave more. I have been so honored to work with you, learn from you, and support you as you have faced unprecedented scrutiny and at times ugliness and threats from our opponents. You have built a historic campaign, so please give them all a round of applause. Whose deep commitment to our movement and care for our people has infused every part of this campaign from top to bottom, and without whom we would not be here tonight, El Biscard Church.
Thank you, sir. There we go.
This movement with grace, curiosity, good humor, and thoughtfulness. And this race has been difficult. He has been the subject of attacks and threats, but he has truly risen above it all to give us hope. So please join me in giving Zohran, our friend, A round of applause. And there are too many supporters to name, so I want to speak to everyone directly. Please raise your hand if you have given to this campaign, whether that is time, labor, knocking a door, hosting an event, creating art. And if you are one of the this is beautiful. And if you are one of the tens of thousands of people who contributed but cannot be with us tonight, this is for you as well. You have made history. You set unreachable goals and then exceeded them. You believed in this city and believed in each other. And you achieved something that people will speak of for decades to come. You led with kindness and compassion. And most importantly, during a time of despair and rising fascism, you decided to fight for someone that you don't know. So thank you. Friends, the scope of this campaign was truly unprecedented. We had hundreds of thousands of conversations with our neighbors and trained leaders who will help us deliver our agenda for the next 4 years. But this record-breaking program did not come out of nowhere. It was the product of years of organizing and leadership development by New York City DSA and so many of our movement partners. And we were so fortunate to be led on this campaign by someone who has been a part of this work from the beginning. She led Julia Salazar's groundbreaking campaign in 2018. And since then has been behind the scenes in so many of our victories. If this campaign made you feel powerful, or taught you something, or showed you discipline, or brought you joy, you have this person to thank. She is caring, wise, and deeply committed to our movement. And I am sure she is backstage losing her mind at being called out like this. But I need everyone here to please join me in giving her the longest and loudest round of applause, our organizing director, Tasha.
I like the tone. The tone is very unforgiving. It's very unforgiving to Cuomo. And if he had led a lock him up type thing, I would have supported even more.
Thank you. This is very exciting. Thank you, everyone. I'm Tasha, and I've had the honor of being the field director on this campaign. I first crossed paths with Zohran in 2017 on a city council campaign for Kader El-Yateem in Bay Ridge. Zohran was the paid canvas manager, and I was volunteering on the campaign as a member of New York City Democratic Socialists of America. I don't think that we could ever have imagined that 8 years later, we would be here on election night for a mayoral campaign 104,000 volunteers strong. 104,000 volunteers. We love numbers, we love metrics, but I want to talk first about what's behind those numbers. Every number is, in a way, an act of bravery. Door knocking is not the easiest thing. For many, including myself, it takes a moment of bravery at the beginning, asking a stranger something about their lives and sharing something about yours. Sharing what you want to see in the world, it can be daunting. Thousands of people.
All right. I think what's interesting here and the revelation of the method that they're doing here is that there is a bit of a Gramsci aspect to this. They're kind of describing a long march through institutions in terms of these people were seasoned. This was not a first-time campaign. This was not a campaign of stupid people. This was a campaign of people that had experience, that knew what to do. And it's unsurprising, but it is interesting to see where they will actually admit it. And that shows real ability. I did not think the DSA had this in them. I thought the DSA was, because in college you see them and they're a group of clowns usually. You know, people that just like to complain and wear t-shirts. I did not see them actually take this approach seriously. I expected a lot more of the dirtbag left type just complaining. But, and this is what makes them better than conservatives inherently, in that they can actually rally around and figure something out. That's very unique to find in our modern politics. And it really shows you the contrast with the Cuomo campaign, which was treated as, I don't even say it disparagingly, it was a coronation campaign. It was a campaign to coronate someone. So the people may be seasoned. It doesn't matter, though, because you think that you're going to win. These people have been in the trenches, is what they're revealing. These are not young people that are here for the first time. These are young people, some a little older, who are actually have experience, dude. This was a team of wizards. It was not normal people, which is pretty cool to see. Let's go back here and let's finish up Cuomo.
And this coalition transcended normal partisan politics. It brought together Democrats and Republicans and independents, joined by the simple fact that their first allegiance is as citizens of New York City. 2 million voters, the largest number in modern political history, cared enough to show up in a municipal election. And 42% voted for us on an independent line. That is the highest percentage in modern history.
This is libertarian tier cope. This is libertarian cope, dude.
Ironically, it is just higher than when Mario Cuomo got 40% on an independent line.
You're no Mario Cuomo.
In 1977.
You're not even Chris.
It's also important to note that almost half of New Yorkers did not vote to support a government agenda that makes promises that we know cannot be met. We support an economy of jobs, of opportunity, of entrepreneurship. That's what New York is, and that's what New York must remain. We are a nation of laws, and we believe in law and order, and we need the police to keep society safe. We will not make the NYPD the enemy. We cherish our diversity, and we have no tolerance for discrimination of any kind by race, religion, sexual orientation, or creed. And we will not tolerate any behavior that fans the flames of anti-Semitism or diverse attacks.
This isn't even a concession. He's kind of trying to still lobby for power. This is the worst campaign I've seen in my life, man. They should have just burnt the money. It would have been less of a waste.
Our strength is our unity. Black, white, brown, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist. We are one. We are the family of New York. We believe in interconnection and mutuality and codependence. And you attack one of us, you attack all of us. That is what it means to be a New Yorker. No one and nothing will ever divide us. And this campaign was necessary to make that point. A caution flag.
This is cope, dude. This is fucking cope. I think we have Zohran finally. There we go.
Thank you, my friends. The sun may have set over our city this evening,
But as Eugene Debs once said, I can see the dawn of a better day for humanity. For as long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands. My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty. I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life. But let tonight be the final time I utter his name as we turn the page on a politics that abandons the many and answers only to the few. New York, tonight you have delivered a mandate for change. A mandate for a new kind of politics. A mandate for a city we can afford. And a mandate for a government that delivers exactly that. On January 1st, I will be sworn in as the mayor of New York City. And that is because of you. So before I say anything else, I must say this. Thank you. Thank you to the next generation of New Yorkers who refuse to accept that the promise of a better future was a relic of the past. You showed that when politics speaks to you without condescension, we can usher in a new era of leadership. We will fight for you because we are you. Or as we say on Steinway, ana minkum wa ilaykum. Thank you to those so often forgotten by the politics of our city who made this movement their own. I speak of Yemeni bodega owners and Mexican abuelas, Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses, Trinidadian line cooks and Ethiopian aunties. Yes, aunties. To every New Yorker in Kensington and Midwood and Hunts Point, know this. This city is your city, and this democracy is yours too. This campaign is about people like Wesley, an $11.99 organizer I met outside of Elmhurst Hospital on Thursday night. A New Yorker who lives elsewhere, who commutes 2 hours each way from Pennsylvania because rent is too expensive in this city. It's about people like the woman I met on the BX33 years ago, who said to me, I used to love New York, but now it's just where I live. And it's about people like Richard, the taxi driver I went on a 15-day hunger strike with outside of City Hall. who still has to drive his cab 7 days a week. My brother, we are in City Hall now. This victory is for all of them, and it's for all of you. The more than 100,000 volunteers who built this campaign into an unstoppable force. Because of you, we will make this city one that working people can love and live in again. With every door knocked, every petition signature earned, and every hard-earned conversation, you eroded the cynicism that has come to define our politics. Now, I know that I have asked for much from you over this last year. Time and again, you have answered my calls. But I have one final request. New York City, breathe this moment in. We have held our breath for longer than we know. We have held it in anticipation of defeat. Held it because the air has been knocked out of our lungs too many times to count. Held it because we cannot afford to exhale. Thanks to all of those who sacrificed so much, we are breathing in the air of a city that has been reborn. To my campaign team, who believed when no one else did, and who took an electoral project and turned it into so much more, I will never be able to express the depth of my gratitude. You can sleep now. To my parents, Mama and Baba, you have made me into the man I am today. I am so proud to be your son. And to my incredible wife, Rama, Hayati, there is no one I would rather have by my side in this moment and in every moment. To every New Yorker, whether you voted for me, for one of my opponents, or felt too disappointed by politics to vote at all, thank you for the opportunity to prove myself worthy of your trust. I will wake each morning with a singular purpose: to make this city better for you than it was the day before. There are many who thought this day would never come, who feared that we would be condemned only to a future of less, with every election consigning us simply to more of the same. And there are others who see politics today as too cruel for the flame of hope to still burn. New York, we have answered those fears. Tonight we have spoken in a clear voice. Hope is alive. Hope is a decision that tens of thousands of New Yorkers made day after day, volunteer shift after volunteer shift, despite attack ad after attack ad. More than 1 million of us stood in our churches, in gymnasiums, in community centers, as we filled in the ledger of democracy. And while we cast our ballots alone, we chose hope together. Hope over tyranny. Hope over big money and small ideas. Hope over despair. We won because New Yorkers allowed themselves to hope that the impossible could be made possible. And we won because we insisted that no longer would politics be something that is done to us. Now it is something that we do. before you, I think of the words of Jawaharlal Nehru. A moment comes but rarely in history when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterance. Tonight we have stepped out from the old into the new. So let us speak now with clarity and conviction that cannot be misunderstood about what this new age will deliver and for whom. This will be an age where New Yorkers expect from their leaders a bold vision of what we will achieve, rather than a list of excuses for what we are too timid to attempt. Central to that vision will be the most ambitious agenda to tackle the cost of living crisis that this city has seen since the days of Figueroa LaGuardia. An agenda that will freeze the rents for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants. Make buses fast and free. And deliver universal child care across our city. Years from now, may our only regret be that this day took so long to come. This new age will be one of relentless improvement. We will hire thousands more teachers. We will cut waste from a bloated bureaucracy. We will work tirelessly to make lights shine again in the hallways of NYCHA developments where they have long flickered. Safety and justice will go hand in hand as we work with police officers to reduce crime and create a department of community safety that tackles the mental health crisis and homelessness crises head on. Excellence will become the expectation across government, not the exception. In this new age we make for ourselves, we will refuse to allow those who traffic in division and hate to pit us against one another. In this moment of political darkness, New York will be the light. Here, we believe in standing up for those we love. Whether you are an immigrant, a member of the trans community, one of the many black women that Donald Trump has fired from a federal job, a single mom still waiting for the cost of groceries to go down, or anyone else with their back against the wall, your struggle is ours too. And we will build a city hall that stands steadfast alongside Jewish New Yorkers and does not waver in the fight against the scourge of anti-Semitism. Where the more than 1 million Muslims know that they belong. Not just in the 5 boroughs of this city, but in the halls of power. No more will New York be a city where you can traffic in Islamophobia and win an election. This new age will be defined by a competence and a compassion that have too long been placed at odds with one another. We will prove that there is no problem too large for government to solve and no concern too small for it to care about. For years, those in City Hall have only helped those who can help them. But on January 1st, we will usher in a city government that helps everyone. Now, I know that many have heard our message only through the prism of misinformation. Tens of millions of dollars have been spent to redefine reality and to convince our neighbors that this new age is something that should frighten them. As has so often occurred, the billionaire class has sought to convince those making $30 an hour that their enemies are those earning $20 an hour. They want the people to fight amongst ourselves so that we remain distracted from the work of remaking a long broken system. We refuse to let them dictate the rules of the game anymore. They can play by the same rules as the rest of us. Together, we will usher in a generation of change. And if we embrace this brave new course, rather than fleeing from it, we can respond to oligarchy and authoritarianism with the strength it fears, not the appeasement it craves. After all, if anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up. Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants. We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks. We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant. So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us. When we enter City Hall in 58 days, expectations will be high. We will meet them. A great New Yorker once said that while you campaign in poetry, you govern in prose. If that must be true, let the prose we write still rhyme, and let us build a shining city for all. And we must chart a new path, as bold as the one we have already traveled. After all, the conventional wisdom would tell you that I am far from the perfect candidate. I am young, despite my best efforts to grow older. I am Muslim. I am a democratic socialist. And most damning of all, I refuse to apologize for any of this. And yet, if tonight teaches us anything, It is that convention has held us back. We have bowed at the altar of caution, and we have paid a mighty price. Too many working people cannot recognize themselves in our party. And too many among us have turned to the right for answers to why they've been left behind. We will leave mediocrity in our past. No longer will we have to open a history book for proof that Democrats can dare to be great. Our greatness will be anything but abstract. It will be felt by every rent-stabilized tenant who wakes up on the first of every month, knowing the amount they're going to pay hasn't soared since the month before. It will be felt by each grandparent who can afford to stay in the home they have worked for, and whose grandchildren live nearby because the cost of childcare didn't send them to Long Island. It will be felt by the single mother who is safe on her commute and whose bus runs fast enough that she doesn't have to rush school drop-off to make it to work on time. And it will be felt when New Yorkers open their newspapers in the morning and read headlines of success, not scandal. Most of all, it will be felt by each New Yorker when the city they love finally loves them back. Together, New York, we're going to freeze the... Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and... Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal... Let the words we've spoken together, the dreams we've dreamt together, become the agenda we deliver together. New York, this power, it's yours. This city belongs to you. Thank you.
Okay. Warm and fuzzies for the Zohran heads, but I took notes. By the way, I can gift memberships again. I'm going to gift some. A full hat. I hope you get one. I don't get to choose who they go to. I'm not snubbing you, okay? So let me give people memberships if I can. How the hell does this work? I took notes because this is actually a much more important speech in terms of the rhetoric than what you'd expect. I understand that you are... Anyone that loves Zohran is going to be like, oh, this is a warm and fuzzy thing. He's actually being very clever here. There's a really big power... Here we go. Send 5 now. Let me send 5 more. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, I can send 5 more. All right. I hope you got one. Foil hat, sincerely. And I hate everything. And Mr. Elu. I hate everything got one. Will got one. Very cool. All right. So, let's talk about this, man. I took notes. All right. So, there's a very... And here you see him with the wife. There were a couple elements I noticed in the speech. So, the first one is... the 4 people I think he kind of channeled here were firstly FDR, then Caesar, Napoleon, and finally Obama. Okay. Obama in tone mostly, so least importantly. What I'm saying about Obama is that the emphasis on hope, but not change. Change came separately, which is pretty interesting to see. Which is just good rhetoric. But what I found so interesting is the use of the word mandate. What he's doing here, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, analyzing the speech, is that when he says that he has a mandate, and he said that several times, this is very similar to, if you ever read FDR's inauguration speech. FDR kind of made this implicit threat where he said, the power's been given to me, and now you will do what I say. If you don't do that, your legitimacy will be gone. A lot of people wondering how he's going to get anything done. Here he's setting the tone. He's saying, look, man, I was elected on this platform. The Napoleon aspect that I'm saying here is he has repeatedly throughout the speech referred to the amount of campaign organizers and volunteers. This is now explaining this is a citizen army. This is not me winning by donors. These are people that you will be accountable to if you fail to actually give me the power to do what was promised. The chant, when they chanted what he said, that means that that is what a military does. A military has discipline. They mentioned that in the pre-speech. They are disciplined and they know what they voted for. He is telling the city, he is telling the governor, if you do not deliver, if you do not allow me to deliver, these people will know it is your failure and not mine. And the Caesar angle that was interesting is when he says, if you voted for me, if you didn't vote for me, if you voted for someone else, if you voted for me, it doesn't matter. I'm here to make New York a great city. In fact, he used the Reagan term, which I thought was interesting, which is a shining city, which is kind of co-opting that classic Republican talking point, okay, of the shining city. And when he says that, that is what Caesar did when he crossed the Rubicon. Caesar said, I don't care if you supported or if you didn't. I do not care. I'm not taking revenge. We are here to deliver. We are here to move forward. That was something he kept referring to. A new age, a new politics, doing something different. Okay? This is a very clever speech, man. This is not just warm and fuzzies. This is telling people, you will, if I do not deliver, the blame will not be on me. It will be on them. And he's telling them, your political career will be over because they now know, everyone here, including Republicans, including people that didn't support me, that it will have been your fault, not mine. This is how FDR did not have to pack the court, by the way, using these same implicit threats. What else was in the speech that was good? I liked how he's still smoking on that Cuomo pack, calling out the Islamophobia thing. I think it's good he did not let that slide. You should not let that slide, man. And that's part of the new paradigm he's describing. I like how he used the words very Baudrillardian, a wizard, redefining reality. We are redefining reality with this campaign. And if that's not what they're doing, then what is it? It's absolutely true. The Trump stuff, I thought he was going to take it in another direction. And while I'm not a huge fan of this one, it's still pretty interesting because he even co-opted, let me see in my notes here. He says that greatness is not going to be abstract. That is a direct rhetorical jab at the MAGA slogan, Make America Great Again. It will not be abstract. This is a man who has repeatedly stated that Trump has failed on the promises that he was going to deliver and that these promises are something that everyone wants. Okay? He is stealing the MAGA slogan without saying that. By calling it abstract, it denigrates it, it brings it to a lower level. He set a tone saying you're going to have to get through me. You're going to have to get through all of us to do things. I don't think that's actually, I'm not sure if that's the best strategy. I'm not sure. You do want Trump on side. But there is an implicit, a very implicit attempt to say, if you're with me, we can work together and do great things. He also, which FDR was great at too, threatened the press. He did this implicitly. He said, you will read headlines of success. Okay? This is calling out Barry Weiss and her ilk, all of these NYT crap writers, that if you start attacking, you don't know what's going to happen to you, man. This is a very clever speech. Very clever speech. NY loving you back is a mandate. I think, in addition, the mandate framing is, he didn't steal that from Trump, but it's a very smart, that's what Trump did, right? Zohran doesn't actually have a mandate. He did not win by 70% or 80%. He won in the 50s. It's not a mandate. But framing it as a mandate, redefining reality as I have a mandate, is different. That is smart. That is what you should do. You should do that. Redefine it. New path was an interesting phrasing there too. And what I liked the most was that he said he did not blame the voters. He said the voters that turn to the right, it's not their blame. It's not to blame them because we are going to leave mediocrity behind. And that's what made me so curious about this whole election. I think he's trying to take over the whole party. I think he's trying to steer this ship of the Democratic Party. Leaving mediocrity behind implies that they are going to leave behind the Chuck Schumers and Nancy Pelosi's, the people who did not deliver. They did not deliver. So this is, dude, I think that this is a speech worth analyzing. I'd like to see the transcript because this was written very, very intelligently. It was not written as a stupid little speech, a little campaign speech. The Eugene Debs quote in the beginning, cool, whatever. I'm not a Eugene B. Debs fan myself, but it's in line with DSA. But this was an Obama-esque speech, an Obama-esque demeanor, but with a lot of threats, a lot of interesting threats, man. This is a great speech. It was very well written. I don't know if he'll be able to back these threats, but leading it by having other people speak that say, we've been in the institutions, we know who you are, we know how to deal with you. This makes it so this is not entirely implausible. This guy could actually do stuff. He could actually do stuff. If he can go after the press, if he can go after his political opponents, if he can go after the government that's supposed to give him permission, the MTA, he's warning them there. He's saying, these people will hate you if you don't let me deliver. Then at least you have a smart cookie on your hands. Let's catch up with the chats, man. Wow, that was a very interesting political speech, man. Very interesting. I want to know who wrote. I don't think he wrote it. He probably approved it. But that is not a speech pulling with like dreams and illusions. This is a speech of threats to the federal government, to the state government, to the city government, to the press. And that's how you do politics. You redefine reality in that way. You make them the loser and you make yourself the winner. Very smart. Very smart. All right, let's see here. Man, I haven't seen a speech like that. I think Obama's Berlin speech was kind of like this, but it was not as good. What's up, Tope? I see you in the chat. Did they count the votes yet? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And he won. He won like an hour ago. It was pretty quick. Oh my God, we have so many chats. All right, let's see what we can catch up on. Ivan says, I didn't vote, so I have the right to complain, as George Carlin said. You, sir, anyone who did not vote, I don't endorse not voting. I don't vote myself. I respect it. And you're right. You would be the person with the most right to complain. But hey, you're on the Zohran boat now too. You are part of it, just like Caesar did. He took you on board. He's going to deliver for you, whether you voted or didn't. He literally mentioned people that did not vote because of disillusionment. Full Hat says, there are all operatives funded by Alex Soros under Uma Aberdeen, and the Muslim Brotherhood is just an extension of the Hillary Clinton operation. Well, the Muslim Brotherhood is like an organization, brother. Like they're overseas. I don't think they're funded by Hillary Clinton. The Muslim Brotherhood is like 50 years old. I don't think she was funding them it's like 70 years old. In the 50s, Like I don't think Hillary Clinton was funding Qutb and stuff. Afra says, don't say New Age conspiracy theorists are going to use this against you. That's true, but the repeated mention of new and a new path and leaving behind is really throwing everyone else under the bus, which is smart. You want to blame these people. You want to blame them constantly. Do not put the blame on yourself. But yeah, you're right. People could spin it. Ivan says, the MTA laughing in the background, hearing free buses. Well, let's see if these threats work. Let's see if they work. Full Hat says, just an extension of Obama's climate change. I've said it before. I think that Zohran in a lot of ways is Obama's child, my friend. I do agree. Afra says, new era, not new age. The conspiracy theorists are going to go insane over this. Yeah, it's possible. But I know why you do that rhetorically. It's smart to say that. It's smart. Orange Mad Bad is how he gets the liberals, says Mr. Elu. That's true. That's true. But he did not admonish anyone for voting for Trump. He explicitly said, it's not your fault, man, and I'm going to deliver. Very smart. Tope said, nah, bro said, yeah, really said, yes, we. Yes. The grouping was very smart. Arya says, Zohran speaks like Malcolm X without fear, intellectual, strong. I don't think he's as forceful, but I get what you mean. This vibe was very threatening. This was dark Zohran here. This was not light Zohran. This was very dark. Talking about immigration here. So who got memberships? Okay, interesting. Full Hat didn't get one. I'm not making fun of you. Mr. Elu says, Open Brothers, the Koch brothers' proposal, as Bernie Sanders said. Yeah, open borders is just I don't think open borders is a good idea myself. Full Hat says, you just give me one, Leo. I'm one of your biggest fans, bro. You can't see that yet. I can't quit you, bro. I can't. Dude, I literally cannot select who gets the membership. It does not let me. People's Press says Caesar and Napoleon. Yeah, but it's true. I wrote it down. I was like, dude, this is like Caesar's speech when they got power. You know, when Caesar got power, they brought him a list of all of his political enemies. And he was like, burn that shit, man. I don't give a fuck about that. I am now emperor of Rome. I don't care. Tope says, apes together strong. Ivan says, tinfoil hat here, since he's a proud democratic socialist. Is he admitting he'll follow the DSA policy, since he also invited a bunch of DSA members tonight for the speech, like getting rid of of misdemeanor charges? I think he's going to focus on the main things he said, but it's possible. I mean, he didn't disavow it, and he actually said, I am a democratic socialist, but that is something that can be bigger in the sense of, like, I'm not going to give up on this label. I'm not going to be, the African Americans have a great word for race traitor, with a C. It's a great word. I'm not going to be that for Muslims or for the DSA. I am going to deliver, and I'm going to do it authentically as myself. So it's possible, man. You might be getting that. Mr. Elu says, I'm King Leo's a prison abolitionist. I am, but I do believe in jail, exile, and execution. Ivan says, no, I blame it on him, Leo. I didn't fall for him. What do you mean? Arya says, the speech was incredible, but I haven't seen him give a bad speech. Yeah, but this was a really good one. This was one this was beyond hope and change. This is like, we are going to fucking kill you if you don't let me do what I want, which is smart. People's Press says he will primary Hochul through Anthony Delgado if she doesn't comply on all his demands. I mean, that's what I don't know if that's the exact strategy, People's Press, but you're right. That is what he's saying. He's saying, I will find ways to fuck you. And that's very smart. I do not hate you, Full Hat. I love you here, man. I don't get to choose who gets it. I am not ostracizing you. I said I hope I Hate Everything gets it, and he got it by the YouTube algorithm. I will have 10 more in like 2 weeks, and I can give them away. Yes, I don't hate you, Mr. Elo, either. Miami Beach native in NYC. How you doing, Jose? I loved after he mentioned Ethiopian aunties. He paused and said, yes, I said aunties, a reference to all the flack he's been giving him about the story. Absolutely. Which was disgusting, by the way. What do you call your dad's cousin? Don't you call him uncle? Or is that your second cousin? That was a silly one. Hey, we got a new runoff here, Jose, in Miami. Xavier Suarez lost. And Joe Carollo lost, but his brother won a council seat. So we're still screwed. We're still screwed down here. We're still screwed. Mr. Elu says he wins a majority, so it's a mandate. I don't think it's a mandate, dude. A mandate is like 80% of the vote. It's like North Korean numbers. When you're doing North Korean numbers, you have a mandate. But framing it as that is the same thing. It doesn't matter. It's very smart. It's very smart. Efra says, I did not see it that way initially, but interesting. Thank you. Mr. Elu says he is the face of the Democratic Party, whether he likes it or not. And I think he likes it, and I think he's going to try to change this party. He's going to do what Bernie Sanders couldn't, which is pretty cool. I'm not a Eugene Debs fan. Mostly because he was too Pacific for me. Way too Pacific. People's Press says you're going to upload the speech. Thank you. Oh, the speech that he did. Very, very good. And do that, my friend. I think this speech will be studied. It's a very good speech. I want to know who wrote it. Arya says, I want Zohran will steer the ship away from AIPAC and strong-worded letters from Chucky and Hakeem. I don't think AIPAC is dead. And I don't think the Israel lobby is dead, Arya. I think America and Israel are just tied at the hip, and it's never going to go away. But it's maybe I'm being too doomer, you know? Ivan says, I don't think the governor is going to give him leeway because this woman is petty. And we'll see, man, because if he's like, I'm going to primary you, I'm going to screw you over, you never know. Foy says, even though we don't agree on anything, I've been nothing civil on this. Yes, dude, I am not excluding you. It is the YouTube algorithm. Everything says, I don't think the MTA is going to give it in either. We'll see. I don't know how he could go after them, but it'd be interesting to see if he starts saying that he'll pull funding. I don't know if that's how the mechanism works over there, but if he can just punish them, then they'll be forced to deliver something. Let's move on here. Jose says, Governor Hochul has been kissing his butt the last few weeks once she saw the writing on the wall. Yeah, what she did at that speech where he was at was pretty funny. It was pretty funny where she was like, she was being very, very ambivalent towards him. She knows he's getting primaried by her Lieutenant Governor, Antonio Delgado. Yeah. I never said, I don't believe his truth. I believe in my truth. And you are free to do so. You are free to do so. You got liberals and immigrant Trump supporters. Mr. Mr. Elu. Yeah, Pacific, he went to jail. Eugene Debs went to jail, you know, during the war for opposing the war. Like, I'm not saying I endorse direct action or anything. I'm just saying, like, going to jail, you know, unless you're Nelson Mandela, you know. And yes, Israel is America's takedown. Dude, we did it on time. We're done. Let's finish this Cuomo crap here.
That we are heading down a dangerous, dangerous road. Well, we made that point, and they heard us, and we will hold them to it. Also, my friends, feel proud, because we accomplished the two important New York characteristics.
Whatever, we will banish him. I like how Zohran said it. I will never have to mention his name again. Fuck him. Fuck all his people. I'm glad he lost. I'm glad he stole all those people's money. I hope Bill Ackman... Has Bill Ackman tweeted anything else? Donald Trump tweeted as he was speaking, and so it begins. So it's going to be an interesting time to be in New York, man. It's going to be a very interesting time. Nope, Bill Ackman has not tweeted anything else. With that, everybody. What a cool night, huh? What a cool night. He won? And that's it. Yeah, he won. Eat shit, Andrew Cuomo. Curtis Lewa, I love you, man. I will not forget you. I love you, man. I hope you get a job in the admin. It'd be cool. Yes, Mr. Elu, Bill Ackman's tweet. I don't know how Bill Ackman can work with a jihadist, anti-Semite communist, given that he's called him that, and now he wants to help. Why would you help anyone that's an anti-Semitic jihadist communist, Bill Ackman? I'm very curious as to why you would say that. I don't get it. All right, guys. We're going to... I have to add Ephra's name. Guys, if you become a contributor, whether it be... How you doing, LB Things? Whether it be through YouTube membership or anything like that, your name is in the credits. Ephra became a member last week, one of our newer members. And so their name's going in the credits. That applies to everyone. So I have to add you in the credits, Ephra. I'm going to do that as we close. What a crazy election, dude. I'm very happy to see that it went this way. These people deserve everything that's coming to them. And I hope that he can deliver, man. I hope that New York actually does well under this guy, man. I hope he does. I hope he does well. So with that, everybody, I'm going to see what we can do tonight. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tomorrow, let's see if Piers Morgan responds to this. If Piers Morgan responds, it's going to be an epic show, dude. It's going to be an epic show. And our merch, I'll give you a hint. It may be Piers Morgan related. So with that, everyone, nice seeing you. Glad we can enjoy this moment together. As Zohran said, enjoy breathing this in, because it's rare that you get to see something like this, whether you love him or hate him. Just like Dick Cheney, man. Rip Dick Cheney. He's a wizard. I will mourn and celebrate any wizard, whether they're good or evil. No one mourns the wicked. We mourn the wicked. We mourn the righteous. We mourn everyone on this channel. Anyone who is a cool wizard. Anyone who can redefine reality. All right? With that, everybody, it's midnight. We got to go. We got to go. I got to go. Get the Red Bull Advent Calendar. They have the pomegranate flavor. Do you know how good that one is? That hasn't been out in 4 years. It's the best flavor Red Bull ever made. It's the best one. With that, everyone, have a great night. Appreciate you, Effa. Appreciate you, I ate everything. Appreciate you, Foil Hat, my friend. Appreciate you, Aria, Fishmail. I haven't seen you here before. Like, comment, and subscribe, everyone. People's Press, you've been here the whole time. Appreciate you guys. Taupe was here. YC, who else was here, man? We had a lot. Audio Vibes, obviously. Andrew was here. Appreciate you guys. I'll have a video out tomorrow, and we'll be back then.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye. Change the world. My final message. Goodbye. Change the world. My final message.